Welcome back to the lecture series on Introduction to AWS. Today, as part of this lecture series, we will be going to focusing on an hands-on session on how to create an EC2 instance and how to install Docker, in that how to pull an image and how to access it over the web browser. That we are going to focus, and it is treated as your practical number 3. So, what we are going to do is will launch an EC2 instance as our step number 1, launching an EC2 instance. Once EC2 instance has been launched, then we will be connecting to our EC2 instance from our local machine. This connecting to EC2 instance is treated as step 2. Once we have got connected with EC2 instance, then we'll install Docker within our EC2 instance. It is treated as step number 3. Once Docker has been installed, then we'll open the Cloud Docker Hub repository, and from Docker Hub repository we'll pull Nginx server, and this is treated as step number 4. From the Docker Hub, we will be pulling the Nginx server onto our EC2 instance. So, Docker has 2 repositories within it. One is treated as images. So, your Nginx server will be sitting in images. We will make this Nginx image to run in a container of a Docker. Once the Nginx is being running in the container, will be this running of this is treated as step number 5, and for step number 6 will connect to the web page which is already there in our Nginx server. That is treated as step number 6, where a user can connect to the web page through the browser. And later on in step number 7, we will make certain changes to the web page, and let us check whether those changes has been replicated on the web page. Changes to the web page. So, that is it. All this we are going to focus in this particular hands-on session. So, let us redirect to the AWS web page. So, over here, as per the first step, we need to launch the EC2 instance. Search for EC2. Click on EC2 instance. Over here, you can click on launch EC2 instance, launch the instance. Name the instance, I am naming it as demo Docker. Scroll down, select the instance type, AMI, that is Ubuntu. Then instance type T2 micro is sufficient for us. Key pair, I will be creating a key pair with the name same as Docker demo, which is not mandated. Create the key pair, and over here edit your network settings. I will enable. Then over here adding a security group where I will be provisioning all traffic which is getting into my EC2 instance from anywhere needs to be allowed. 8 GB of storage is sufficient, and click on launch the instance. the instance is getting launched. Once the instance has launched, just wait until it gets into running state. Initially it is gonna be in pending state. So once it turns from pending to running, we will connect to our instance as part of step number 2. Yeah, just click on connect, scroll down, copy the SSH, just click on this, your SSH has been copied, open the command prompt or terminal, redirect to downloads as my PEM key has been in downloads section. Over here, paste your SSH key, hit enter. It will ask whether you want to connect, yes. Now I got connected to my EC2 instance, Ubuntu at the rate running at certain IP address. Now as part of third step, we need to install Docker. So in order to install Docker, we need to update our OS. Sudo apt update. Once the OS got updated, now let us install our Docker. Sudo apt install -y docker.io to install our Docker. Once Docker has installed, just check it out whether Docker has properly installed or not using sudo docker version, where you need to find this client and server. If this is an output, then your Docker has got installed properly. Just check whether you do have any images in your machine or not. Presently I do not have any images on my machine. So what I will be doing is, I will be getting to the repository of Docker, just Docker, hit enter, Docker Hub, search for Nginx over here. Now this is a server which already has a web page. In order to pull this image, Nginx is an image. In order to pull that, I need to run this docker pull Nginx. So just type sudo docker pull Nginx. Now your EC2 instance has connected to Docker and it is pulling the Docker hub image from the Docker hub. Let us check whether the image has been pulled properly or not. To check that, we will be using sudo docker images. So Nginx image has been pulled from Docker hub. Now let us check whether any of the images are running in our container. For that, the command which we are going to use is sudo docker ps to know the processes which are running under containers. Presently there are no images which are running in our containers. In order to make your image to run in a container, we will be running this command sudo docker run -d in a detachable mode -p. The web page needs to be accessed over 8080 port. And what is the name of the image? It is Nginx. Hit enter. Just check right now whether the image is running in the container. Yes. So the image Nginx is running in a container with a container ID, this one. Let us copy this container ID now. Let us get back to the browser. I will copy my instance public IP address, demo docker. I will copy this public IP, open in a new tab. I will paste the public IP colon 80. It is not mandatory as 80 is the default port. So, you can see that welcome to Nginx. Let us change, this is a web page which is there in our Nginx server. Let us change this a little bit. So, in order to do that, what I need is, I need the Docker container ID. I will copy this, sudo docker exec execute command in an terminal, interactive terminal, paste the container ID over here, and I want to access that in a bash shell. So, we are in the image, that is root which is running at a container ID, this one. So, this is an OS within an OS. So, over here sudo uso cd share under share, I need to get into the Nginx. So, yeah, I need to get into Nginx. cd, sorry, Nginx, over here the HTML file. In this we do have index.html. So, I need to edit this file in order to make a small change. So, I will be using nano editor html.index, hit enter. So, nano command is not found over here in the root. So, what we need to do is we need to update. This time I will not going to be using sudo command because already we are root user. Previously we are Ubuntu user, so I even and then I used to use sudo super user do something. As I am the super user, root is a super user, I need not to use sudo apt update. I need to update this OS first of all in order to install something, that is nano. So, apt install nano editor, apt install nano editor, hit enter. Yes, I do wish to install. So, now your nano editor has got installed. We will make small change, instead of welcome to Nginx, I will make it as introduction to AWS. Fine. Control X, Y, hit enter. We are out. Now, get back to the browser, check whether the change has been, yes, introduction to AWS. This is how we can perform the activity. Simple web page using Docker on EC2 instance, that is it.